Okay, finally, I am going to post our Portuguese trip, Portugal and Spain trip. I spent almost 3 hours yesterday editing and putting pictures together, and I've probably missed pictures, or I haven't put pictures in the right order, or whatever, but please be kind. Please be kind, and I'm talking to you, Susan, specifically. Be kind with yourself, okay? So here you go. I'm going to do it in 2 sections, maybe 3. The first section will be mostly Portugal, and the second part will be mostly Spain. And I have put a small video together of lessons learned. So I'll probably put that in the end of the second one. So here you go. Finally, after December, January, February, March, April, May, June, almost 7 months. Here you go. Here's our Portuguese and Spanish trip. Good morning. It is Friday, November 21st, and I think it's been 2 weeks because we've been away for 10 days. We were in Portugal and Spain, and I'm going to do a little wrap-up of our holiday. I don't know how long this is going to be. I may end up doing it in 2 sections because I don't want to take up all sorts of time making long ones, because I've looked at my notes and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of notes. We packed a lot in the 10 days that we were away. But then when you go to Portugal and Spain, and you probably will never go to Portugal and Spain again, at least it doesn't seem to be like that's in our near future. And we've been looking forward to going. And this was a very special trip. Our friend Elsa, this was her first big trip without her husband, and it was our first big trip without the 4 of us. So it was bittersweet in some aspects of it at certain times, but we all had a great time, and Paul was always right there, and more right there sometimes than other times. But anyway, we left on the 6th, I believe. Yes, the 6th. It was a Thursday, and we picked Elsa up at her house, and we drove to Montreal. And with nothing happening, we drove to Montreal. We parked our car, and we took the shuttle to the airport. No hassles with the airport or anything. We flew. I always want to say business economy, but it's not business economy. And Ian told me what it was this morning, and I can't remember now what it was. But anyway, it's the one up from economy and the one down from business. And we had lovely seats. I can never sleep on an airplane anyway. But anyway, we arrived in Lisbon at 9:30, and my luggage didn't come out of the carousel. And it was a direct flight from Montreal to Lisbon. So we tried to find it, we couldn't find it, and went to Lost and Found. It was confusing at the start, but once we get to the desk of the Lost and Found, the agent was very, very helpful. He couldn't figure out, he said it was in there, he said it should be out there. We couldn't find it. So after panicking and thinking, my thought was, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to wear for the first, not this, but what I had worn on the plane is going to be what I'm going to wear for at least a couple of days. And Ian said, I'm going to go out and check that carousel again. And so after about 40 minutes, my luggage came out. I don't know if it got stuck in the hold, or it got left in the hold and they discovered it. I didn't care. It was there. So that was good. We got my luggage. We went out and got a taxi ride to the luggage drop-off place, which we were extremely overcharged for. And at the end of my videos, I'm going to attach, and maybe it'll be a separate one, but I'm going to attach some travel hacks that we learned. I'm sure that other people who have traveled much more than I have know these travel hacks anyway, but I'm going to attach them to the end of my video. So we got to Lisbon, as I said, and we dropped off our luggage at a luggage drop-off place, which was awesome because we couldn't get into our apartment until 4 o'clock. So we wandered around the little neighborhood that was there, and then it downpoured, and we didn't take our raincoats out of our suitcases, and we didn't take our umbrellas out of our suitcases, and we went back to do so and forgot that in Spain and Portugal and Italy and the Med, 3-ish is siesta time. Everything's closed. Not everything, but a lot of things are closed, so we didn't get it. So yes, so we were pretty wet. Ian, we did find a little shop that was open, and Ian went in and bought a couple of umbrellas. Did find a fabulous little wool shop, and I got some Portuguese yarn. I found it very interesting in that a lot of the yarn in this shop is yarn that I can get here. But they did have some local Portuguese yarn from a Portuguese merino sheep, and so I bought some. We found a cafe because we were pretty miserable by then. We did find a cafe that we went in, and we had coffees and tea, and we had pastel de nata, Portuguese tarts, and one of many Portuguese tarts we tried. That was very welcoming. And then by 3-ish, I think, excuse me, we made our way over to our apartment. It was called the Tile House, and yeah, so we got in there and had a big long nap. So the next day, we toured around Lisbon, and we saw the city. We looked over the city, and we went to a castle, and I proceeded to blow my knee out. And yeah, so from that day on, I hobbled around. And anyway, we took the subway back to the apartment, and then relaxed. Now, what did we do for supper that night? I think that was the night we went. We found a little restaurant, and yeah, I had pizza, and Elsa had, I think she had some, I don't remember that night. Anyway, we did eat, and yeah. So back we went to the apartment and had another lovely sleep. And then, so what was it? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday we left Lisbon, and it was a little easier to leave Lisbon because everybody was in church. So, and there wasn't anything open. So the streets were not empty, but a lot emptier than they were when we arrived. So did get a little lost leaving Lisbon, but not terribly. And Ian and Elsa, I decided that I was okay in the back seat because Ian and Elsa were doing the driving and the navigating, and I am absolutely horrible at reading a map. And Elsa is wonderful at reading a map. So I gave the duties over to them, and I sat in the back seat, put my leg up, and left the driving to them. And we stopped at Beja, and toured a medieval castle, which was very, very interesting. There you go. What did it take us, guys? Like an hour?
Yeah.
That should have taken 5 minutes, according to the guy at the car place. But here we are, an hour later, and we are crossing the Vasco da Gama Bridge on our way to Baja. No, not Baja. Beja. So yes, so we ended up in Faro, and we went and had lunch on the beach because we were starving. We hadn't really had much of a breakfast, and we walked around Faro for a bit. We went to a Gothic church, and lots of beautiful ornate churches and cathedrals and that kind of stuff. The sidewalks are all mosaic, lots of lemon trees and orange trees. And we ended the afternoon on a solar-powered boat cruise. Now, it was very relaxing. We saw a lot of the sights. Ian was, he wanted to get some birds. I think he got a couple of birds, a couple of lifers. I'm not 100%, but it was lovely. It was very relaxing, and the captain was very talkative and very friendly, and yeah, it was a lovely way to end the boat cruise. There are roads that go into it?
Roads? No.
No. You'd have to do
To
it
the
by
islands is always by boat.
by boat.
The only place you can go by car is to Faro Beach.
Yeah. A couple little birds up here, Ian.
I think it's sparrows.
Yeah, how's